Hi! Welcome to Chronically Hopeful. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Victoria. I'm delighted that you're here today with me. If you've been watching my videos at all or you've subscribed to the channel, you might have noticed that I have been MIA for a little bit. I've had just a ton going on with school, my health, and online Bible study. Unfortunately, making videos just has not fit into my schedule. I'm honestly hoping to get a video up every 3 to 4 weeks right now. I have a lot of testing to go through for my neurologist. They're trying to figure out if I am having seizures, and we're dealing with some numbness issues and other health stuff, which is all extremely time consuming, and if you have a chronic illness, you know how it is. So, anyways, I have briefly mentioned my involvement with online Bible study in the past. This last study we did is called It's Not Supposed to Be This Way by Lisa Turkhurst. It was an absolutely amazing study, which we are wrapping up this week, but there's material online still for free if you want to look into it. You just need to buy the book. Online ministry has truly changed my life and my walk with Christ as a young woman with a chronic illness. I just wanted to give you this background because this video is completely inspired by the book and the Bible study. For anybody curious, this is what the book looks like. I have read it and listened to it on Audible. I highly recommend it. I've read it more than once, to be honest, besides listening to it. I am going to link Proverbs 31 Ministries, the book, as well as some other awesome chronic illness women's ministries groups in the description below. A lot of the groups that I am affiliated with, there's online church and other wonderful resources and great ways just to fellowship with other Christian women when you are homebound or chronically ill, because it does make it very difficult to get out at times. It's weighed heavy on my heart to make this video and share it with y'all on YouTube. So I really just pray that somebody leaves a little bit encouraged or grows a little bit closer to Christ through it. In the season where troubles are plentiful, many Christians throw around the phrase, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Have you ever wondered about that statement? This is actually not Bible-based or biblical in any way. In contrast, the Bible includes individuals who were given more than they could handle. One example is Paul. While we don't know all the details of his hardships, we do know he endured an awful lot. He was in jail many times, endured persecution, possibly endured health issues, and much more. In 2 Corinthians 1, 8 and 9, Paul writes, "We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we are experiencing in the province of Asia. We are under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we have despaired of life itself. Indeed, we have felt we have received the sentence of death. But this happened that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God who raises the dead." The Bible does teach that we will not be tempted beyond our ability to resist it. But that's a completely different can of worms that we're not going to get into today because that would make this video super long. I have walked in a few seasons of life where I have been completely maxed out, given so much more than I could handle. For example, this past summer, my body began to reject food. I would spend the majority of the day in the bathroom vomiting and having the runs. I would eat a few bites of a fruit snack in order to take my medication and just pray that it would all stay in. I was admitted to the hospital after about 2 or 3 months of going through this, and that's when it got really unbearable and bad, and I was extremely weak. I was in there for about a week, and it was by far the most stressful admission that I have ever went through. This was my 4th. No one had a plan. No one knew what was wrong or what tests to run. I was told actually to check out against medical advice and go to another ER, but I was way too weak to do that. During this time, my doctor decided I was just too sick for him to deal with, so I needed to find a new gastroenterologist. Additionally, I was dealing with extremely difficult family stuff. I was over my head, and the emotions were completely overwhelming at times. By the way, if you're not getting nutrition, it really messes with your emotions. It felt like if one more thing went wrong, I would lose it. I wanted to deal with it all by myself, but I quickly realized that was not a good idea. After all, the Lord created us for community. I desperately needed others to come alongside me, encourage me, and pray with me. I needed a lot of time alone with the Lord. Sometimes, streams of tears blurred my vision as I would read His Word. I needed to be renewed by Him in a way that can't be fully described in words. Have you been there? We put so much pressure on ourselves at times to be perfect, to only experience the positive emotions. Sorry. We want to save the world and be home in time to cook dinner. We put so much pressure on ourselves at times. When things become so difficult, we desire to run away or sleep until it's all better. Anything to avoid the pain. It is even hard to walk through the process, even painful at times. We must walk through the process before we see the Lord's promise fulfilled. Lisa reminds us in the book, the process isn't a cruel way of keeping you from the promise. It's the exact preparation that you need to handle the promise. We can allow times when we are walking through more than we can handle to put a wedge between us and God, or we can run to Him and rely on His strength. He desperately wants us to allow Him to carry our burdens. We don't need to handle this. We need to hand it over to the Lord. Personally, I never just surrender something just once. I need to do it over and over, and sometimes then over again. Letting go and letting God isn't easy or natural, but it's what's best. We don't need to understand the details of our struggles. We just need to trust God. Listen to me, you descendants of Jacob, all the remnants of the people of Israel, you whom I have held since your birth. I have carried you since you were born. Even in your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you and will carry you, and I will sustain you and rescue you, which is Isaiah 46, 3 and 4. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Bye.